Have you ever wished you could hit a reset button and start something over from scratch? In everyday life, that sounds nice, but the universe doesn't work that way. There is no reset, no rewind, no total wipe, no clean slate. Instead, the universe moves forward by carrying traces of its past into every new moment. Today, we explore why there is no reset, why the past always echoes into the future, and why this is the key that makes structure, memory, evolution, and life itself possible. Let's begin. Part 1. Why resetting is impossible. To reset something, you need to erase all information about what happened before. But in physics, information is incredibly hard to destroy. When two particles collide, their energy, momentum, and direction carry the memory of that collision. When a star moves, gravity records its motion in the movement of everything around it. Even when something burns, the information is not deleted. It spreads into heat, light, and motion. Nature always tracks the consequences of what comes before. There is no clean eraser in physics. Part 2. The past always leaves traces. Every process, big or small, leaves something behind. A lightning strike changes the ground. A meteor impact reshapes a planet. A memory reshapes a brain. A supernova enriches galaxies with new elements. Even the faint cosmic microwave background is a photograph of the universe when it was young. The past is not gone, it is stored everywhere. In motion, in structure, in chemistry, in temperature, in orbits, in radiation, in patterns. These traces build up over time and guide what can happen next. Part 3. Why resetting would break the universe. If the universe could reset, three things would fail immediately. 1. Causality, effects would happen without causes. 2. Structure, patterns couldn't grow or persist because they would vanish every time the reset hit. 3. Identity. Nothing could stay itself long enough to matter. Stars couldn't form, atoms couldn't stabilize, planets couldn't orbit, life couldn't evolve, brains couldn't remember. Resetting removes history, and without history there is no structure. Part 4. Time only moves forward. Physics suggests something fundamental. The universe moves in one direction because entropy increases. Entropy is not chaos. It is the spreading out of information. Once information spreads, you can't stuff it back into the exact same arrangement. That's why a spilled glass of water doesn't unspill, why smoke doesn't unmix with air, why memories don't rewind. Time's arrow points forward because information spreads forward. Entropy makes resetting impossible. Part 5. How systems adapt instead of resetting. Since the universe cannot reset, systems use a different strategy. They adapt, cells correct mistakes, ecosystems rebalance, planets stabilize orbits, brains reorganize memories, cultures reinvent themselves, stars recycle matter into new stars. The universe is a constant flow of corrections, reorganizations, and adjustments, not resets. Instead of starting over, nature transforms what already exists. This is how evolution works. This is how galaxies grow. This is how life learns. Adaptation replaces resetting. Part 6. Continuity is what makes complexity possible. Everything complex in the universe depends on continuity. DNA needs continuity to pass traits forward. Brains need continuity to store memories. Planets need continuity to keep stable climate cycles. Galaxies need continuity to maintain their shape. If the universe could reset, complexity would never accumulate. Every moment would be the first moment all over again. Continuity is the ladder that lets complexity climb upward. Part 7. P. IWCWG Connection. Now let's connect this to the framework. P. IW, the persistence information weave, says the universe keeps patterns alive by carrying information from moment to moment. If there were resets, the weave would break, information would vanish, patterns couldn't persist. CWG, the Carroll-Wells gradient, shows how this persistence moves across layers, from particles to atoms, to molecules, to cells, to organisms, to societies, to stars, to galaxies. Each layer depends on the memory of the last. Each layer inherits information from everything that came before it. Without continuity, the gradient collapses. But with continuity, the universe becomes a chain of connected layers, each one shaped by the history beneath it. This is why the universe never resets. Part 8. The universe chooses transformation, not erasure. Instead of wiping the slate clean, the universe works like a sculptor. It chips away, it reshapes, it adds new layers, it recycles old material, it turns mistakes into new paths, it turns randomness into creativity, it turns the past into fuel for the future. Nothing starts from zero, everything starts from something. The universe is a story written without erasers. So the next time you see a fossil in rock, a tree ring, a star cluster, a family tradition, a repeating pattern in nature, or a memory you carry inside, remember this: the universe never resets. It moves forward by carrying every trace, every pattern, every memory into the next moment. Continuity is what makes learning possible. It's what makes evolution possible. It's what makes meaning possible. Join us next time for episode 30, the final episode of season 1, where we explore how everything we've learned fits together into one picture of a universe built from patterns, layers, and the persistence of information. I'm Charles Carroll, and thank you for listening to this episode.